Birthdays. How do you celebrate birthdays? What comes to mind when you think about birthdays? I can tell you what I think about. I think about the big giant cake with the candles on it, lots of sweets, people singing happy birthday, maybe wearing a ridiculous, corny little cone on the top of your head. And then I start to fast forward immediately into my 20s and 30s, where I start to think about things like just a bunch of random places I've been. I can't even remember where I went, where I'm just out with friends, drinking a ton of alcohol, getting banged up, people singing happy birthday, people shoving shots under my nose because I'm supposed to drink another fucking shot every time someone comes around to celebrate my birthday. And everyone's cheering and yelling, and you're dancing and meeting people and hanging out with girls and doing a bunch of nonsense. Then after that, you go eat a bunch of crappy, greasy food. You go to bed drunk, you wake up hungover, you want more greasy food, you go back to bed, kill half the day away, you feel like shit, and you're like, wow, that was my birthday. Now, mind you, today is my birthday. I'm 45 years old today. Hopefully on camera I look much younger than that. But I think back to those moments and I'm like, that's what we do in the Western world. At least most of us do, I think. I'm generalizing, but if you didn't do that, awesome for you, because I did that and it was probably not the best of ideas for my life and health. And in the moment, yeah, I had a good time. I hung out with friends. I did things that I thought were really cool at the moment and I had my fun. But when I look back now, I'm like, wow, that wasn't a really good idea in hindsight, because, well, first of all, let me just preface the fact that I've never been a big birthday guy. I've never been someone who was like, it's my birthday. I can't wait to celebrate my birthday. I'm going to celebrate it all week. There are some people that really like to do that. I was never interested in that. I thought my birthday was another day old, just another day to me. I never felt like it was a big deal. And so I never really put a lot of weight on partying. However, my friends did. So whenever it's someone's birthday, you go out and party. So that's number one. I just never put a lot of emphasis on it. But number two, when I think back now, like, I don't celebrate my birthdays like that anymore. And you're probably wondering why, if you're someone that still does that. Well, here's why. Number one, I just can't understand why I was thinking that a smart thing to do to celebrate another year around the sun was to then poison myself with something that would take away years of my life. Drinking alcohol, eating shitty food and sugar, not sleeping well, skipping a day of exercise, or more than that, to be honest, laying around. When I look back now, those were not really good things and were not healthy things. So every year I was older, I was doing something to take away from that. So now I think about it much differently. And being here 45 years old in front of you today, I can tell you that my life is dramatically different. So how do I spend my birthdays? Well, for one, I actually don't go out and party. I don't drink anymore. I don't go out late. Why don't I drink anymore? Well, I just never found a real benefit. I did it to socialize, to be very honest with you. And it just became, well, a habit more than it was wanting to do it. I just knew everybody else was doing it. So I would go where they were going to meet girls and hang out and have fun, and didn't want to miss out on those things because that's what everybody else was doing. So I did it. So I don't party anymore, and I don't find a lot of value in partying anymore. And the second part of that, which I mentioned before, is staying up late at night, which when you're younger, yeah, you could totally get away with it. I used to sleep like 4 to 6 hours a night and go back to work the next day like it was nothing and do that for 4 days straight. Could not do that now. I have one night out late and I could totally feel it. So getting older, I just don't bounce back well from one, drinking, and two, staying up late at night. It totally messes up the next 3 days of my life. Third thing is I don't want to feel like shit. Feeling like shit sucks. And when you feel like shit for 3 days, it's even worse. Someone just tried to call me on my phone, so hopefully that didn't cut into my sound. So feeling like shit's not fun. Why would you want to feel like shit? So that's another reason. And the other reason is that I want to work out. I want to take care of my health. I want to be able to get up the next day and do things. Now, I also have 2 young kids. So going out and partying and then trying to parent 2 young kids that get up early in the morning, that's not going to work. So also another reason that I don't party. But again, I prefer not to. Matter of fact, true story, most of my life I've actually been much more of an introvert than an extrovert. I've taught myself to be an extrovert. I was always a shy kid, and when I drank, I became more extroverted. And then over the years, doing things in my career helped me become extroverted. But I'm still the default, I'm an introvert. So again, it's just not something I gravitate towards. I'd rather stay home or read or do things that fill me up or spend some time with my family and my kids. So these are the things I do. So the next one is eating the big birthday cake. This may sound crazy to some people, but I actually find eating a big birthday cake ridiculous. Now, once in a while, do I indulge in things that are sweet and good? Yes, I do. But I actually try to make things that are a healthier version of the things that you would normally eat. Like, I don't use white sugar in my foods. I don't like to. It's not good for your brain health. We know that. You can go down the clinical research on that if you want to. But the big birthday cake thing and everyone eating a bunch of sweets, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. And as much as my family still wants to do those things, for me personally, I'm like, I don't find much reward in that. I think it's actually not good to now know what we know about science with sugar, how it takes ages off your life. And don't even get me started on the amount of chronic illnesses that come from eating white sugar. But I just don't find a value in that. Once again, instead, I'd rather eat a nice, nourishing meal, a nice home-cooked meal, and something that makes me feel good inside, something that gives me energy, something that keeps providing me the nutrients and the things that I need to live another healthier year around the sun. My focus now every birthday is to start doing things that are more challenging for me. Now that I'm able to be on this earth even longer, I want to do things that I'm allowed to do physically, that I'm capable to do. So that could be going for a long hike or doing an extra hard workout or taking on some kind of challenge physically that I've never done before. Why? Because I'm here on this earth and I can do it. If I take care of my body and I have this energy, I can use that to keep filling my cup back up. And the more that I do that, the more I feel like I'm rewarding myself, different than what I used to do years ago, which at the time I thought it was a reward, but it wasn't a reward. Now these things to me are rewards and I wake up feeling good about it. So this is how I celebrate my birthday now. I don't celebrate it around birthday cakes and getting drunk. I celebrate it around being around my family and friends and doing activities that fill me up and setting goals and things that I want to do to keep fulfilling my purpose for the next year and the next year and the next year. And one other thing I do is I constantly visualize myself doing these things well into my 80s and 90s so that every birthday I'm living a fulfilled life full of activity versus watching myself wither away. So that's how I spend my birthdays. Hopefully this helped you and makes you think about how you want to spend your birthdays. If you're someone that's looking to improve your health and your wellness or just improve your life in general, change the way you celebrate your birthdays. Change the way you celebrate your time on earth. Change the way that you think about these things. And that's my advice to you. So thanks for joining once again the Wise Men channel. Please like, subscribe, click below, share our content because this is how we reach more men like you to help educate and inform ways to improve your life. Till next time, guys.